Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to try out yet another type of foundation. I'm sorry, but that's just what we got today. Anyway, I was so excited to get this. This is the Chanel Les Beige Water Fresh Tint in Light, of course, because my light pale skin. This claims to be Water Fresh Tint with micro droplet pigments, bare skin effect, natural and luminous healthy glow, and it comes with a brush applicator. This, I did kind of put some of this on the back of my hand, but it's still, never tried it on my face, so I do have moisturizer on. I went ahead and I've been loving this spray. This is that the Aqua Illuminate Truffle Therapy spray, and I've been just really liking this to kind of just give a last little refresher to my face before I put makeup on, because with it being 100 degrees outside, I have really been enjoying not having a super amount of full coverage or heavy coverage foundation. I had to turn my fan down. That thing was so loud. I hope it's not bothering you guys now. This is it here, and I don't know how well it's gonna like show up on camera, but yeah, there you go. You see those little, it's supposed to have these little micro droplets in it, and it comes with this little sponge. They claim the best way to do this is on the back of your hand, but I have a little cut on my hand, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my little glass palette. I don't know if you're supposed to shake it, I imagine so. But that is very, very cool. It's very watery in consistency. Not really sure how this works, but I'm going to go ahead and, you know, I saw online, I forget who it was, somebody showed, they like swirled it in, picked it all up into the brush, and then began to swirl it onto the skin. Now, that is actually very pretty. It's not a lot of coverage, which is kind of what I've been enjoying from things lately. This literally will give you the bare skin effect. Now, see, now the pigment's starting to come out a little better. Oh, the little pigment drops as you brush it and as you kind of move it around, they burst. And that's where you get your, see, that's where you get your pigment. I'm going to go ahead and just swirl this around. Now, I'm assuming this has really good skincare qualities, because Chanel is known for having some amazing anti-age qualities to their products. Now, I'm getting a little bit of coverage, not a bunch. Now, if you are somebody that wants coverage, this is not going to be for you. As you see, you're not getting a super ton of coverage. You are getting more of a glowy kind of finish to the skin. Like it says, this is really more of a bare skin look, kind of a wash. Just a little wash of color if you're wanting to kind of even out your tone, which that's what it's really doing for me. I want to try to put some on my finger and put it right onto the skin and see if that kind of, I'm going to try to use my finger and do this. See if that kind of, actually that is helping concentrate the color a little better. I'm going to let that sit for a second. I wonder how this would do. I have also a sponge here. I'm kind of afraid I have, this is my Beauty Bakery sponge. I have this here. I'm going to put a little bit of that on here. I know I'm probably kind of playing against myself, because you usually don't get more coverage with a sponge. But I was wondering what would happen if just using the little point of the sponge and kind of using that to, actually, you know what? That's not bad. That's kind of helping to And also I'm putting quite a few layers of this on, so this is something that's going to be nice for, you know, a bare skin day, a day when you don't want to go out with a super ton of coverage. This is going to be perfect for that. Now, since it's Chanel and not cheap, I'm going to scrape every little bit I can off this palette. I'm terrible, aren't I? Actually, you know, it is. It's drying down a little bit. Believe it or not, I'm liking it with the sponge here. I noticed when I did it on the back of my hand that I did get a little bit of coverage. I did it on the back of my hand and I noticed that I did get a little bit of coverage, but I noticed my hands are very dry. It really moisturized my hand. Now that it's drying down, I'm liking this. I am getting some serious plumping out of my skin now. It really feels nice. It feels like a really luxurious skincare. I'm going to grab more of like a powder foundation and try that out on here. Not sure. This is my Cover FX. This is the Pressed Mineral Foundation. I'm going to try this, but I'm going to, now that this is all kind of set down, I'm going to grab my Furless CB4 brush. They don't make this anymore. I feel so bad using it, but they do make the smaller version of it. I think it's the CB3, which, see, it's a smaller version. But I'm going to use this bigger one today. And I'm just going to press a little bit of this just on my cheeks, really. I love the plumping that I'm gotten out of this. Plus, this is helping me set the areas that I'm going to want to use makeup on. That did perfect. And this has given me just a tiny bit of coverage to kind of really, but it still has that bare face kind of look. I enjoy this here. This is the Bobbi Brown Illuminating Bronzer, and this is in the color Telluride number 10. And it's kind of it's almost like a red kind of brick kind of color. If you grab this on a real soft brush, this is the Econo Tools. I set of 3 now. Now I can't remember what it is. It's a set they still have out, but I'm going to grab that on this brush, and I'm just going to kind of give my cheeks a little wash of color and kind of bring that up into here. I like this color because I can really buff this in, and it gives me, that is like my I've been out in the sun today look. I don't get tan, so I don't try to make myself look like I get tan, because I don't. I get a little pinky flush, but that just really gives me a nice little glow. We're going to kind of do a no makeup almost kind of look today, just to kind of get, I want to still look put together, but have that Furless brush, and I always like to go around the edges of where I put my color products and just really blend them into the skin, especially when I'm doing a look like this. See how that really just blended that in to where it looks like that's coming from within. I'm going to grab this today. This is Flexitarian from ColourPop, and this is one of their Super Shock Cheek colors, and this is just very, very glowy. I'm going to grab a little bit on my finger, and I'm just going to kind of put that right on the high point of my cheek right there. It's not blended at all, but this is kind of got a creamier texture. I haven't done my brows yet either. Kind of got a creamy texture to it. If you haven't tried these Super Shocks, you really, really need to. I just love how they really mimic kind of a natural glow, and you can really press them into the skin. I'm going to grab this little Luxie. So I think this is actually they call this the Precision Foundation brush. It's a 660 Luxie brush. I'm going to grab that, and I'm just going to, I guess, yeah, because this, it does have a little bit of, and I'm just pressing into that, kind of stippling into where I laid that down, and using what it picks up and kind of bring it, see, up onto the forehead right here. I did put a little bit up there, but once I press into here, I'm bringing it up. See, it gives that nice little almost like a natural glow to your skin. But you want to really press that in. Now, one thing I am going to do, I'm going to grab, this is my Bare Minerals, the Invisible Bronzer, and this is in Fair to Light. And I'm going to grab a nice kind of thinner, I'm going to grab this brush here, and I'm just going to pick up some of this. And what I want to do is just ever so lightly kind of bring a little bit of contour into that cheek. Now, when you got a few extra pounds on you like I do, it doesn't hurt to shave them off, and you can shave them off with contour. I'm using this bronzer because see how it's barely noticeable? You can kind of run it along the jawline. And run it along my jawline and run it down my neck right there. Anytime you come across the jawline like this, you always want to blend it down into the neck, especially if you're going to be wearing your hair up into a ponytail or anything, because you bring that line in there and see, you kind of leave that demarcation, and you really don't want that. And anytime I can thin that out there, I'm always happy. I'm thinking about, I used to sleep with a chin strap years ago. That's what we used to do many years ago when I was a teenager. That's what we did to get rid of this. Instead of getting Kybella, we got a chin strap and slept with it. So I ordered another one. I haven't used one in years. Now, as far as for my brows, I don't want to like go super crazy. I think I'm gonna grab, I haven't used this in a long time. This is the Brow Quickie from Too Faced. I haven't used this, and this has got some little fibers in it, and I like this because it does help. I don't know if you can see the little fibers kind of hanging off there. Those are little fibers that help kind of fill in your brow. Now, the one bad thing about this is it only comes in one color. Thank goodness it's my color, but it's kind of anybody. I guess you could use this with another product to kind of darken it up. But you know, we're in the day and age of inclusivity, where when you make a product, why can't you just make one for everybody? And speaking of inclusivity, I don't know if you guys have seen the Urban Decay. It's new. They have a new video up right now talking about some new products that are getting ready to come out, and I was impressed. I couldn't tell you what the products were. I was too busy looking at the people, and I was so impressed with, there's an Asian on there. There is a BBW, a big beautiful woman on there. There is a couple of guys on there. I think there's one or two guys on there. But it's just a wide range of facial and body types, skin types. You know, there's a little bit of everything. There's an African American girl on there. She's actually the BBW, and she is beautiful. Girl, you should see the eye look they have on her. It's got to be for like a whole collection, I think. Just gonna run that through with a little spoolie. See, it gives a nice little, just a little bit of shape to the brows. What I like to do is grab a pencil and just come right under here, because no matter what, I can't get that sharpness I like right there. And right in here, just don't go right there. And I like it to be a little fuller right in here. So now I'm going to go right back over that with that little spoolie. You know, some days it takes me forever to get dressed, to go anywhere. I'll be like going to the grocery store. It takes me an hour to get ready. I've gotten really bad about that. You know, when I was younger, it'd take me 20 minutes to get dressed. I'd be like, boom, 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 done. You know, a little bit of eyeliner in my waterline, and I was good to go. Oh, you know, I got my Jeffree Star palette in my Jawbreaker. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Jawbreaker palette in. I just barely opened it. I haven't even really done anything with it. But I got a couple of the lipsticks out of that line. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I love using these in the waterline. I love using them as liners. I very rarely ever use them as lipsticks. I'm going to try this one on my lips. As soon as this came in, I tried it on. It's called Purple Urkel. And it is so pretty. I'm not somebody to wear bright colors on my lips, but that was my husband. And I'm not one to use big, bright colors on my lips. But I thought that was so... But that's so pretty, and it's not as intimidating as it looks. I really thought purple, purple lipstick, that's gonna be a little intimidating, but that's really not. That's actually very pretty. And the other color I got wouldn't catch me dead with this on my lips. I'm sorry. I love you guys, but no. I got this for the eye. That is gonna look so cool in the waterline. Now I'm going to just throw something in my waterline, and you guys can probably guess what that is. It's Sumatra from Smashbox. I'm addicted to this. I used to wear black eyeliner or blue eyeliners, and I started getting into brown eyeliners because if you can see how it really brings out the green to my eye. You can tell the difference between the two. You can really see where that brown there brought out the extra bit of green. And that is about it. Actually, sometimes I do go right in that corner. Just kind of, my eyes are so hooded that I don't really do a wing, but what I will do is kind of do the corner. And I just drag that liner just slightly out of my lash line, see, and right across my waterline. I have such a hard time doing mascara on my waterline. It's not funny, but I'm gonna go ahead and run a brush across this just because I don't want it real harsh. This is just a Luxie little bullet pencil brush. Just gonna kind of smudge that. Because I'm just going to throw a pair of shorts and a t-shirt on and run to Publix, and I don't need a full face of makeup for that. But that is that's the Chanel, the beige. And I think it's pretty nice. Now, of course, I did add a little bit of coverage using a powder foundation, but I think it looks very nice and very put together this way. I'm going to go ahead and use my finishing spray. This, I'm addicted to this. It was in a Luxie box because I also got a face cleansing oil by the same company. So that would lead me to believe that it did come in the glossy box. Now, somebody mentioned they thought they got it in their BoxyCharm. Now, you may get it in BoxyCharm. A lot of these companies are between, in the same thing. But now look at the glow. That little bit of finishing spray and that, of course, that little bit of highlighter that we use, it just gives a cute little kind of put together look. You don't have a super lot of makeup on, but you can also, if you feel like you want to do just a little bit more, just picking up, I don't even know what this is here. I'm just picking up this. This is, I don't know how to say it, M Cosmetics. That's their garden palette series, their garden series. I'm gonna go ahead and take this lightest color right here, kind of a peachy tone, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that right there. Just to kind of, oh, that's got a lot, I forgot this has a lot more pigment than I thought it did. They have a lot for a little indie company, and they don't have, I think they only have, I think that's a real first palette, but they have a lot of singles. And they do some other products. You should check them out on Instagram. Those shimmers that are in that box there are so pretty. They did do a palette. They came out with 20 of them and then released those. They sold out in 3 seconds. Then like a month later did it again. They sold out in like 3 seconds. Then they decided they were going to do just the shadows. So that is that there. That just gave me a little bit of color in my waterline, or in my crease line there, just to kind of give it like a finished kind of look. So, and that's that brush that comes in there, the palette. And actually, this is the Beauty Junkies palette right here. So I can show you. This is the Beauty Junkies palette. It comes with a little place right here to put your brush, and it comes with this double-ended brush. It's a really nice brush. I use this brush a lot. I love this end of the brush, but this is great for packing color. And it has a great mirror. It's a really nice mirror, and it has a magnetic closure. But that's it there. You can pick this up on Amazon, and I think it was 12 bucks, maybe. I know it wasn't that much, but that is that, and I shall see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.